Welcome to the Tech and Accent podcast.
Here you learn about being an expat, working abroad, technology, and more from no-native English speakers. Let's get into it. Welcome again to another episode of the Tech and Accent. I am Walmyr, and today I have the pleasure to be speaking with Gaurav. Hey Gaurav, how are you doing today?
Hi, Walmyr. I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me today. Thanks.
Thank you for accepting the invitation to be here with us. Gaurav, we spoke in a Slack channel of the A/B testing, the modern testing channel, and he mentioned that he would love to be here in our podcast. So I decided why not to bring Gaurav to speak a little bit with us and share a little bit about his experience. You are from India and you live in the US, is that correct?
That is correct. I hail from northern part of India, and currently I am in a central part of USA, Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, right, cool. So Gaurav, to get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, personally, professionally? Who is Gaurav?
So, hello everyone. I am Gaurav Mittal. I am currently working as a data science manager and leading a global team. I am a software engineer, and my responsibilities lies in making sure the organization projects they go smoothly. On a personal front, as I have spoken, I currently staying in Nashville, Tennessee, and I live here with my family. I have written several articles which have got published in reputed magazines. Have spoken in international conferences, and as the time permits, I love to do volunteering for the non-profits.
That's
So
really cool.
overall, I love reading blogs about technical, any new technology, or always try to keep myself up to date. And personally, whatever time permits to me, I love spending them with my kids.
Cool. And since you mentioned that you love reading and reading about new technology, I'm just gonna start with something that is not in our agenda, I think. What do you think about the AI movement, generative AI movement that is going all around our tech industry?
I would say it's a new technology. It's creating a positive impact,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not only touching the software industry. If you see right now, like whether you are in mechanical, sound, or any sort of industry,
Sure.
AI is keeping its footprints everywhere. So the main impact of AI is as the word states, artificial intelligence. It helps in reducing the manual efforts.
Yeah.
And secondly, people are worried AI is going to take our job, which is totally incorrect. It's like a new field which is acting as an assistant, but
Yeah.
actually it's your brain who is going to drive the project, the task. So
Perfect.
AI is a new technology. Enjoy, use it.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's surely not gonna take our job as far as we know how to use it, right?
That is correct. It's just an assistant. It's going to help you to reach your goal, but ultimately it's you who has to drive, who has to organize the strategy, and what tools, technology you have to use, and how to make sure the work what you are doing, that is very smooth. But AI can just help you with some guidance, some ideas.
Yeah. Gaurav, one thing that I am interested, for how long have you been living in the US?
It has been almost 10 years.
And since the beginning in Nashville, Tennessee?
No, when I came to US, I came to California. It was a
Alright.
very short span time, like for 3 months. Then I moved to Arizona,
Okay.
which is very hot, and I stayed there for 4 years, and then I moved to Nashville, Tennessee. So from past 6 years, I am in Tennessee.
All right. That's cool. You got to know a little bit about different places. So
Yeah.
what was your main motivation to move from India to the United States?
So all my education I have done in India, my engineering, my schooling, and then I got a chance to work as a software engineer. That was my
Mhm.
first job which I begged, And when we work in India as a software engineer, most of the projects they are like offshore based. Like
Hmm.
we are working for companies which are headquartered in US. So like it's a dream to work in the US where you are directly working with the clients neck to neck. You will get to learn about the communication, how the business decisions are governed. So
Sure.
it's like altogether a new experience for your professional growth, where you will see a different like okay, like we were being given an email like okay we have to do these steps, but why? What was the reason behind that? So if you want to learn how like from the scratch things are being made, they are being decided, what is the direction, then working with the client is the most important thing. And in US, like most of the companies are there. One of the company for which I was working, their headquartered was in USA, and that's why I got a chance to work here.
All right. Did they supported you to bring your family together to the US and visa sponsorship, that kind of thing?
Yes, they supported me, and my life is like very it's like from a filmy background. Like I was working for one company, my company, they sponsored my visa, and my spouse, she was working for a different company. At the same time, she also got an opportunity,
Okay.
but we were being given in different states. Like I was in Arizona, she was in Chicago,
All
which is
right.
like 5 hours of flight. So it was like for 1.5 year, it was very tense. Like okay, what shall we do? But ultimately we found a solution, and uh, like we stayed together.
So you stayed apart for quite a
Yes,
long time until you found a solution. Oh my God, that's
yeah, like
that's for a family person,
yeah,
it's probably difficult. When I moved from Brazil
it's
to Norway, I came 2 months before my wife, and I missed her so much. I can't imagine 1 year.
it's exactly same. I was married for 2 months, and I was asked, okay, your assignment will be only for 2 to 3 months. So go to California.
Yeah.
From California, they sent me to Arizona. And my wife, she also got an opportunity. Her visa was in process, but she got to land in Chicago.
Yeah.
So for like the next 8 months, actually, like every weekend, one of us was traveling, and finally, like she got relocated to Arizona from her company.
All right. And just out of curiosity, where did you live for this short period in California?
Anaheim. It is the Disneyland area. Anaheim.
All right. I never heard of it. I only went to San Francisco, and then I drove until Los Angeles. Is it in
Yeah,
the?
but
Is it close?
have you heard of Disneyland in California?
I didn't know that there was Disneyland in California.
Yeah, there is a Disneyland in California as well as in Orlando,
Yeah,
Florida.
yeah, I know about
So
Orlando.
the one which is in California, that place is like Anaheim.
All
So
right,
I stayed there for 3 months.
cool. That's cool. My wife, she wants to do the Run Disney because she loves running.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I
wow.
would tell her that there is one in California as well because we loved California when we had the
Yeah.
chance to go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gaurav, one thing that I would love to hear from you: what do you like the most in Nashville, and maybe is there anything that you dislike that you would like to mention as well?
In Nashville, there's a lot of greenery. So the most beautiful thing about Nashville is its natural beauty. In
Mm.
summers and rainy season, this place is like heaven. And the outdoor life of the city is vibrant, and it's like lush greenery. That I should say, like it's like soothing to your eyes.
Mm.
But it has a lot of landscapes. You can go for hiking with your kids, and different kind of sports you can play. The harsh thing about Nashville is its winter season. So in winters, it's quite chilly. People they tend to stay at home. You rarely like outdoor life it becomes so dull. No one tends to go out because it's too cold, and sun
How
sets
much
quite
is too
early.
cold? Because I lived in Norway. I wanna hear about it. How much is too cold?
It goes till -6 degrees Celsius,
All right. All
and
right.
which feels like sometimes -10.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in this weather, you cannot take your kids out to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the most depressing thing which I feel like when the kids they have energy, they want to go out and they want to do some new activities.
Yeah.
And even if the like parents they have the bandwidth, they can take their kids out. They cannot. Weather is
Yeah.
not permitting.
And does it snow or is it just dark?
So my experience here is in 2 years, one time it snows, and that too for 1 or 2 days. That's it.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
much.
Yeah, I lived in Norway for almost 2 years. The two
Okay.
winters that I spent there was snow from October to April, and it
Okay.
was so much snow, so much cold. The experience I had, the minimum degrees was like -23 Celsius degrees. It was like
Okay.
crazily
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah. It's quite cold. Like just sit at home, watch TV, or you can cook. That is the only fun what is being left.
Mhm.
But like uh, when you look at the summers, the life is like this, and in winters it's like completely changing. Okay, you cannot go
Yeah,
out. So
yeah,
technically speaking, like in Nashville, like suppose out of 12 months, only 9 months are there when you can go out, okay, with your family and do some stuff. But 3 months you are spending your time at home. So I like for me who has stayed here, like suppose for 4 years,
mhm.
so it means like 1 year I have spent at home.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
So yeah,
It's
so
quite
that's
some.
a drawback.
Yeah, I can imagine. Let me see what else we have here. There's one question that we ask every one of our guests here in the Tech and Accent podcast, and we ask this question basically because the Tech and Accent podcast exists to demystify the idea that you have to have a perfect accent, that you
Mm.
can't bring your own when speaking a different language. Gaurav, what is your most embarrassing moment, if you could share with us, living abroad?
There are many, and I would start like the first one, the idea behind this podcast. Okay, so accent, or I should say slang. So
Mhm.
I hail from India, and here in US, both are completely different cultures.
For
US
sure.
they have their own local slangs. In India, it's different pronunciation what we are using. And initially, I remember when I came here, I always used to ask everyone, "Hey, can you pardon me? Can you please pardon me?" Because here, even if they are speaking English, sometimes their English they are speaking too fast for me to grasp and understand what they are trying to say.
Yeah.
But there are a few things like I would say in India, we call curd. Here they say yogurt. So when I came here, you have to keep looking where is the curd. Even if you will ask someone, hey, where is the curd? They will not understand
Yeah.
because they know it by yogurt.
Yeah.
So there are so many such examples related to vegetables, food. Food is totally different here. In India,
Mhm.
like another example is like our food is rich in flavors as well as it has very strong spices.
Yeah.
So in my office, if I am opening my lunchbox, the room is filled with the aroma, and these guys they will say, "Wow, that's something." Though it makes me feel proud, but I sometimes feel self-conscious also,
For
like
sure.
because it's like a different kind of food for them.
Yeah.
And another example is like India, like we have festivals, and here people they don't know those festivals, like how do we celebrate, what is our culture. And
Mhm.
on those days, like we are dressed up, we have some like traditional dresses.
Yeah.
These guys they look at us and they feel very awkward because
Yeah.
they are not able to understand what these guys are doing. But thankfully now the things are changing. Like in this decade, I have seen people here, they have understood like, okay, it's October, it's a big festival, Diwali, which is coming, and they
Is it
also
the
love
one with
Indian.
the colors and the lights?
It is with lights, with
Light.
colors. It is Holi.
All right, all right.
So there are these two like main festivals, and even like Native Americans, other cultural folks, they are also joining us.
Yeah, cool.
And you go to any Indian restaurant, so you will see like because people here, they are very crazy, and they also love different kind of food. They
Mm-hmm.
are always ready to try anything new.
Mm-hmm.
So they are also learning, okay, in this Indian culture, this thing is good. Let's go and enjoy.
Yeah.
Similarly, in some other different country culture, yeah, let's go. So they are open, which is helping us. Overall, these things of embarrassing moments, they are changing.
That's
So,
good to hear.
but it's good.
And one curiosity as well that I have, is it easy to find Indian food in where you live? Like, are there Indian
It's very,
grocery stores like specialized in the food that you used to eat in your own country?
yes, it is easy. And there are restaurants, like one restaurant in like I would say 4 miles, you will find any Indian restaurant very easily.
Mm-hmm.
And Indian grocery shops are also there. If you look from other perspective, this is a very good business area,
Mm-hmm.
because there are so many Indians who are living here. They have their own requirements, and to
Sure.
fulfill, if like this is a very growing business.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, for sure. Gaurav, let's change gears a little bit. You mentioned in your introduction that you work with data science. So, what exactly do you do for work? If you could expand a little bit more, like tell
Mhm.
us a bit about a typical day at work. How would it be?
My typical day at work, being a data science manager, is like handling the team, and the whole day actually goes in talking, communication, meetings. So my role is like to strategize how we can any new project is being coming up. So what strategy we should develop, and
Mm-hmm.
how to make sure the project will go smoothly. So in that purpose, need to communicate with the several folks of different roles and responsibilities, and making sure like, okay, how we can make sure like, okay, this person will do this task, this will do this task. Any new tool technology if we have to bring in, then doing a POC on it. And
Mm-hmm.
handling, like since I am handling resources, so what are their needs if they are coming up with some issues, talking to them, and making sure like work is going good.
Yeah, and for how long have you been a manager? Because you started as a software engineer, you mentioned. Is that correct?
That is correct. I have actually started as a junior
All right.
software engineer, and from past 3 years I have been working as a manager.
And do you think having been in the shoes of the engineers helps you be a manager of these engineers? Because this is something that I think it's very important. In some companies, you see managers that they don't have the experience, the hands-on experience of doing the job of the people that they are managing.
Yeah.
And I think that this is so important. So I want to hear about you, about like your perspective on that.
I 100% agree. If you have worked from the root level, you can be a good leader. So leader
Mm-hmm.
task, like I am a technical manager, so I my task here is not to just say, hey, you have to do this. No. If
Yeah.
other person, my team member is saying, okay, I'm facing this issue. If I have worked or I have come from the root levels, I can understand what
Yeah.
he's saying. Is he saying lie, or is he saying honestly, or what level of help he or she needs?
Mm-hmm.
But if I have not worked ever before, I won't be able to judge that person.
Exactly.
So your experience, definitely it helps. It helps in developing a perspective. And since you are working with a team, you need to take quick decisions. So your
Mm-hmm.
past experience, suppose with the development or with the testing, okay, you have seen like why the projects they got failed or what happened in this particular scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So practical knowledge always helps. Such kind of scenarios, they will frequently come up again in the future. when you have to take the decision. Like when I was working as software engineer, I was in the listening mode that my leaders, they will give me some direction. Scenario was there. Same scenario is happening now, but I am in the driving seat. I need to take up the decision. So that helps actually.
Yeah. And what about like coaching the people that you're managing so they can grow in their careers and achieve their dreams?
Yeah.
Is there anything in that regard that you do as a manager as well?
Yes, I actually, one of my responsibility here is to bring cost optimization solutions. For that, I always try to be innovative. For example, like whatever is existing, I always try to find some some solutions from paid tool usage to open source utility, so that can save some time and cost for the company. While doing that, I also mentor my resources. Hey, you are doing this. Let's try this. It will give you limelight in return, and I am going to help you technically. So there are a couple of initiatives I started this year in March month, and in October, I have demonstrated to the business leaders. See, we came up with this initiative. My team members, they have learned this from zero level. They have grown to this, and company, they have got benefited. So initiatives like that is what I feel like as a manager I should do for my resources so that they can grow. The work should not become monotonous. For that, it is my responsibility to bring new things to the table.
Yeah, one thing that I think it's very important is like to bring some challenges to the people that you are managing, but in a controlled way that is like, it's not super challenging that they will be scared, but it's not too little challenging that they will not feel that they grow. You have to find this sweet spot, and then when you realize that they are already feeling comfortable, you give a little bit more so they always grow.
Yes, exactly. You need to stand with them. Like, you cannot throw the things. For example, like my teammates say that, okay, Gaurav, I don't know this language. That's okay. I'm going to help you. Let's go step by step. And you do this, I will do this, and then we'll meet up. We'll see how much progress. Then in that way, they will also get some motivation, some interest. But if you say no, 100%, you have to do it yourself. At one point of time, they will leave it.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it's important to make them stay, because it's a huge cost when you leave an employee. When you lose an employee, right? It would it be possible for you to tell us a little bit about what kind of projects you and your team work on?
So, like in the past, like I have worked on web domain utilities, healthcare utilities. What happens, like we have the data. So data is the main thing where like my expertise comes. And data flows, like everywhere it's data only. Like for example, we are talking right now, a video will be uploaded, that is a data. So what organizations they want to analyze this data, and they want to make sure like, okay, how we can grow. For example, I give you an example of a grocery store, Indian grocery store you have mentioned. So they want to see how they can enhance the growth of a particular product. What they will do, they will analyze it. Okay, what particular zip code area people are buying this product more, so it means they are in need of it. What they will do in that particular area, the grocery store, they will keep those products more quantity, and in other zip code where people they are buying of some different area of interest products, they will keep those kind of products. So this is the data which helps in analyzing the customer needs and hence turns the business growth. So what I do is basically all involving with data. Like data sometimes it's not in good shape, so making sure like, okay, like manipulating the data, then generating some metrics out of it, like, okay, how it will look good. So that's all what I do.
Really cool. We'll change gears again now. There is a question that I have already asked a few of our guests, and I changed it a little bit to ask you. I would love to hear if you could have coffee or tea or any other beverage that you would prefer with 3 influential people. Who would they be, and why?
First one definitely it will be Donald Trump,
Mhm.
and the reason is like if you look at that guy at this age, he was so confident and it was his will that he want to become a president second time.
Mhm.
So the kind of energy, like I want to have a cup of tea with him, and I want to know like what you eat or how do you keep yourself motivated. What is the reason of this zeal of enthusiasm you have? Okay, so that is part one. Like at this age, he is taking an aura with himself, and like he has achieved a lot. So what still keeps him motivated? That is definitely like I would like to learn from him.
Mhm.
Second, like I love sports, so I would like to have whether like I would like to have to hook some time with Virat Kohli. He's a cricketer, and he's a very renowned cricketer, and
Yeah.
being considered as King Kohli, the best
Wow.
batsman in the world. Yes. So I would like to spend some time with him. I want to know like there has been so many ups and downs in your career,
Mhm.
but it's
Do
still
do
like
you play
you
cricket
have.
yourself?
I play cricket. Yes.
Cool.
So every Indian they play cricket. It's a very famous sport,
I know. Yeah.
and so yeah, these two people like I would say.
Okay. No third
I would
person. Just
Third person, I'm still thinking.
all right. All right. It doesn't need to be three. It can be two. And one of the reasons we do this podcast as well, me and my co-host who interview other people as well, is many people that listen to the Tech Connection podcast, they have the dream to live abroad as well. As I moved from Brazil to Europe, you moved from India to the US. So if you have to leave a message to anyone dreaming about living abroad to work, what would be the message that Gaurav would give to this person?
My message will be very straightforward: that be open-minded, be
Mhm.
ready to adapt different culture, and like whenever you get an opportunity, grab it and give your 100%. So in the long run, like I would say, you will enjoy. Only thing is that because I know it's a lot of challenge to come out of your comfort zone where you are
It
currently
is,
staying. You have your friends, you have your family, and at one moment of time you will get an opportunity and you have been asked, okay, can you go there? We need one person to be deployed.
Mhm.
So it's not easy because like lot of changes are there. So but grab the opportunity because it's a long road. Like professionally, personally, you are going to grow. Just be honest, be open-minded, and you will rock.
Loved it. Gaurav, I'm having such a good time having this conversation with you. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you would like to add to this conversation? Or maybe is there anything that you would like to ask me?
You can ask me about India. Like we have talked about USA.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
about India?
Tell me about India then.
Yeah, so like India is a beautiful country and it's very rich in cultures. Like we have diverse culture. You walk a few kilometers and you will see different languages spoken. Here is a different dialect, and people they are celebrating different festivals.
Mhm.
Similarly, like different like the sports. So like center of India, they love soccer. Northern part of India, they love cricket. So like different sports, different culture, different weather. So many rivers are there. It's like people they worship like they have their own culture, religion.
Mhm.
So India, like it's full of like mixture of culture as well as sports, dialects, architecture. education. So a lot of things are there. It's a very colorful country.
Do you still have family there? Do you visit your family every now and then still?
Yes, my parents are there, and I always try to visit at least like twice a year.
How long is a trip from the US to, out of curiosity, because when I go from Europe to the south of Brazil, I have to spend around 11 hours in a plane, and it's such a long time. I imagine that going from the US to India, it's even more. How long is it?
See, exactly like right now I'm sitting here. If I have to, like when I reach my home, parental home, it will take 24 hours. Exactly.
Wow, it's a whole day traveling.
It's like a whole day. Like flight is like 12 hours, but to go from Nashville to that place from where it will take off, and from Indian airport to my parental home, it's like exactly 12 hours. So
Okay.
that hurts.
So inside India, you have a 12 hours
Yes.
trip. Wow, that's such a long time.
No. Like what I was trying to say, like suppose I will from Nashville to Chicago, I will go. From Chicago,
Okay.
it's like 12 hours flight. But
Alright.
from Chicago, it will take me to Delhi. And from Delhi, I need to go to my parental home. So again, it will take 3-4 hours.
Okay. That's a little bit
Yeah.
less then it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to ask me?
Like I enjoyed talking to you, and I'm
Same
just
here.
curious, like like it's a very unique kind of podcast where you are making sure like people from different cultures, their roots are not same. Like as for me, like English, I am not an English speaker, so I appreciate you for that. But I am just curious to know like how many different like such kind of people you have met who are from different cultures, and now they are living in some different country.
Hmm. You mean that I have interviewed in the podcast or just by living abroad?
Like in general, like you have met like around like 50 plus, 100 plus.
I never counted, but I have met people from all around the world because I
All
have
around the world.
worked, for example, when I lived in the Netherlands, I worked for GitLab, and GitLab is
Okay.
it's a company where they have employees in all the continents. So
Mhm.
I had colleagues in Australia, I had colleagues living in New Zealand, I had colleagues living in China. Even when I was, before moving from Brazil to Europe, I used to work in multinational companies, and I used to work with lots of people from India, from China, from the US. And just by being here in Europe, I have contact with so many people because it's easy to travel to different countries. So I have already went to, for example, to Germany, to Ireland, to the UK, to London, to England, to many different, like Portugal. I went to many different countries, and this is something that I love: meeting different people with different cultures, like with different experiences, and learn from them. It's something that I'm passionate about.
So my follow-up question here is like when you have met with so many people from all over around the world and you had a conversation with them, which country talks had fascinated you the most?
Which country fascinated me the most? I never thought about it as well. One thing that I can tell you is that I have never been in Australia, and I
Okay.
am fascinated about going there and visiting the country because it's such a huge country, but at the same time, people live like around the country, not in the center of it, because there's nothing it seems like by looking to it.
Yeah.
My wife, before we met, she lived in Australia for 2 years and she loves it, and she tells me so many good things about it. So I really would like to have the experience, like as a tourist, to go there to spend like a month traveling all around, because it's a country that I have curiosity to go. And I heard that the Australians, they are very very chilled people as well. So I would love to have this experience.
Okay. I wish you soon will get a chance to go there.
Yeah, me too. Gaurav, thanks again for being here with us at the Tech and Accent podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. For you that are listening to the podcast, I hope you enjoyed as well. If you want to reach out to us, in the show notes of the podcast, there will be the contact of Gaurav, so you can reach out to him as well. If you want to reach out to me, my contacts will be there as well. And I'll talk to you in the next episode. See ya.
Thank you, everyone.
This podcast was edited by Ralf Carneiro.